How's it going today? Today we're going to review some stocks over the year, over 2020 review, and it's been an incredible year for the stock market and everything like that. I'm not going to dwell on everything else. We all know about that and get tired of hearing about that. But anyway, I'm going to get right into it, and hopefully you did well with these stocks. And I picked them a year ago. These were my top holdings for the year. These are my number one stock. Also, I can review that too. It's the same thing. You all know what it is. Hopefully you got in on it. But anyway, the S&P was up 15%. So it's been a pretty good year, really. 2020 was a pretty good year. Had that big, the March meltdown. That's why I called it. But basically, I mean, that went down quite a bit, 30% or whatever. Went to the bear market, then kind of rallied that back up. And I made some videos on that. So I still recommend those stocks for people just getting into it and everything like that. The 10 stocks from the next bull market. Actually, I picked that one right at the bottom too, so that was just a stroke of luck. There I didn't even know it, and you really never know where the bottom is or the top is. That's why I think trading is kind of pointless, because if you're selling it, that means you don't think it's going to go up any higher. If you're buying at the bottom, I don't try to time the market and all that. I get what some people are getting. But anyway, getting into it, the 5 stocks that I picked for the top 5 holdings, I can make a video, but actually, maybe I won't, because it's probably the same stocks. I haven't really looked at the full allocations of it, but I mean, it's probably the same stocks. These stocks went up, and actually some of these are the best winners. But anyway, there's Shopify, the Trade Desk, Amazon, Google, and Nvidia. So there was the 5 number one stocks that I picked 2020. That was my top holdings. Let's go through them one by one. Number one is Shopify. It's been incredible years, honestly, with e-commerce, and I think it would have had a great year anyway, but all this stuff going on with pandemic and all that, it kind of made it easier for them to do well. I think Shopify and especially Amazon are the top probably winners of this kind of stay-at-home economy, which I don't really like calling it that, because then it's kind of like, I mean, I guess that's kind of what it is, but I think that's too short-term. I think the pandemic was always short-term. I knew eventually we would get a vaccine. I don't know when that was. Eventually, I knew 3 things would happen. Everybody would get it, and it would kill millions of people, and that was it. Or we would eventually have a vaccine for it. So that's basically, I knew it was going to end. So I really wasn't buying stocks for the pandemic. I think that was kind of short-term mindset. It made a lot of money if you can get in and get out. But then you're sitting now, do I sell them now? And I don't want to sit in that position where I have to think about the short term of it. But anyway, Shopify, like I said, up 179%. It's been an absolute winner. It's probably one of the best on my channel. Between that and the Trade Desk. And really, Twilio's done well too. I could maybe leave a link down there with all those. I'm going to make this quick. I'm going to try to make this, run it through real quick. And the next one is the Trade Desk. The Trade Desk has been a monster winner. I mean, this thing has just exploded. And it kind of sold off a little bit here this week, down, I think, 19%. Which, I mean, everybody's asked, some people ask me, why is it down? Why is it this? Well, I mean, it's up 200% this whole year over year. I mean, that is incredible. I mean, that's over 3 times your money. I mean, that is you get a couple of those in your portfolio, and it does that a couple times. I mean, you're sitting at almost 10x your money. I mean, so it's been a winner. I mean, what can I say about the Trade Desk? Just killing it. It was my number one stock for the year. And it's still probably going to be my number one. Maybe not, because I know it's ran up a lot, and it's like a $50 billion. I think at the time it was a $10 billion company, or 10. I think I was buying it at $10 billion. So, I mean, this thing's went up a lot. I mean, over the last couple of years. So, I think 3,000% when it IPO'd, which I wish I would have gotten on then, but I didn't hear about it until about 2018, 19, it was 2018 heavily. But anyway, that's the Trade Desk. I mean, it's basically digital advertisement. And the next one is Amazon, obviously a big winner with the e-commerce. Basically, it's kind of like Shopify, same story with the stay-at-home economy Amazon's doing. And this was one of the things that I keep hammering the point every single time one of these stocks do it, was Amazon was flat for a whole year, and it was growing, and then it finally broke out. And that is probably one of my best things I look at, and that's why I recommended this stock, because it was just sitting there between the 2,000 and the 1,500 level for like 2 or 3 years, or well, about 2 years almost, and it just ran up, and I was like, you know what, this thing is going to bolt. And when it did, it bolted, and it's up 73%, and that's amazing for this company to do that, especially when it's already kind of big. The next one is Google. Google is the next stock, up 30%, so it's kind of a market lagger, but I mean, actually, it beat the market, but kind of lagging all the other ones, which it's kind of growing at 30%. That's why I kind of had this stock in my portfolio. I picked it way back in 2000, I think, 15 when I first added it, and it's just been a really, really good winner. And I always and it's just been in my portfolio for a long time now, and I think I picked it at like 500, I bought it at 500 way back when, and it's just been that standby. Between that MasterCard, I mean, these things just kind of keep going up, keep doing well, and it's just an easy business for me to understand it. I use Google Ads. Obviously, I have a YouTube channel, so I kind of understand the business too. But anyway, that's Google. I mean, the stay-at-home economy kind of hurt it, actually, because it does a lot of travel things. I mean, that's how a lot of their advertisement... let's just try to... I forget the exact numbers, but it still can do well even in a bad economy. I like a lot of these stocks, they still did well in a bad economy. I think you had 13% unemployment, and it did well. But we did have a lot of government stimulus and all that with the money, the unemployment benefits, which they probably won't do that every time and we're in recession. But maybe that's why the United States maybe never go into recession, or maybe not stay there. Well, I mean, that's why it really never does. I mean, the government intervention. I mean, look at 2008. I mean, and I know, and it's when to buy stocks, and maybe I can make a separate video on this. I go make it real quick. When the Fed comes out and it goes, well, we go give enough liquidity for the markets to stay up. As soon as they say that, buy stocks, because normally they always do well. He came out in 1987 after the crash. It was I think it was Alan Greenspan. Maybe then. I don't know the Fed chairs at the time. But he said that, and I was like, you know what? And they said that in 2008. As soon as they said, well, we're going to bail everything out, buy stocks, because the Fed's just going to keep printing money, which may be bad for the currency, maybe bad for this, but great for stocks. I'm not going to deny that. I mean, you got 30% gain, or what was it, 50% gain from the bottom when they said that. So it worked great for stocks. I don't know about the economy, but it worked great for stocks, and that's what we get into on this channel. I don't try to talk about anything else. But anyway, NVIDIA is the other one. I mean, this is the gaming thing. So a stay-at-home economy, but NVIDIA, like I said, once again, this stock has been flat for the last couple of years, and it finally exploded higher, up 118%. I mean, this thing is massive. Actually, it's bigger than Intel, which blows me away, because Intel was a massive company and everything like that, and still is, but NVIDIA is slowly creeping up there to be the largest semiconductor company. But anyway, that's all I gotta say with that. So yeah, there's the 5 ones: Shopify, The Trade Desk, Amazon, Google, and NVIDIA, which on average they went up 119%. So actually, that is my year-to-date return. So I mean, a lot of my gains, it's about the 80-20 rule. I don't know if anybody knows that. 80% of your results come from 20% of your your actions. So essentially, well, yeah, it worked great here. So I mean, with these Trade Desk and Amazon, especially Amazon and NVIDIA, because there was such large holdings, and now the Trade Desk, I think it's almost 10% of my portfolio. So it's like, wow, But anyway, I mean, that's all I gotta say today. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for watching. And we're gonna have some more videos coming out. Hopefully I can upload this today, and we can move on with it. And thank you for watching. Thank you.